Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare specializes in providing patients with the best inpatient rehabilitation and care, where sensitivity to individual patient needs combines with the full range of rehabilitative services, including physical, occupational, and speech therapies. We at Rehab First understand that successful rehabilitation requires not only a complete range of services, but must include the patient and family in the treatment process. At Rehab First, therapy is based on your individual needs, allowing you more one-on-one time with your therapist. The therapist works with the patient, doctors, and nurses to design the treatment program using a team approach. At Rehab First, our approach to healthcare incorporates up-to-date treatment techniques in a comfortable environment designed to maximize the recovery of each of our patients. Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare is your first choice in helping you return home as soon as possible. We invite you to visit our community at 2301 Rainbow Drive in Gadsden, or give us a call at 256-543-3467. Rehab First, your place for rehab.
It's that time of the week, one more time. It's live, and it's in the interest of the people with Larry and Benny. They're going to make you laugh, and they'll even make you mad enough to chew nails. Either way, they have you tuned in. So sit back in that easy chair and get close to a phone, because you can call and talk to them. You better get you something to drink, because you may need it also. Take it away, guys.
In the interest of the people, in your interest, I'm Benny Green. I'm here with the host, Larry Barton. Larry?
Thank you, Mr. Benny. It's indeed an honor to be back tonight. We have an exciting program. Of course, you see on our screen right now, Dr. Hawkins, President of Talladega College. It's always an honor to have Dr. Hawkins visiting with us and sharing with the great things that's going on in Talladega College. A lot of folks for the years have we knew we'd have a college here in Talladega, but folks, we are a college town. Jacksonville is a college town, Tuscaloosa is a college town, Troy, Auburn, Talladega is a college town. We need to take advantage of this and start letting everyone know that we are a college town. And Dr. Hawkins is going to be sharing some great things that's going on. We want to make an announcement. He just hired, I say hired, you can't pay basketball players, but he's recruited a basketball player about 10 foot tall. Not quite that tall, but we're going to be sharing that with you tonight. The first time you're going to hear this, and then it'll be in the news probably in the next few days. Before we get started, we got Miss Boozer, we got Dr. Hawkins, the president of the college, then we got Brittany Boozer, who is the chief cook and bottle washer at Talladega Funeral Home. I mean, she does it all. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to have Mr. Glenn Ray from Madison talking about all the garbage that's going on in Calhoun County. We got a good program for you, and we'll be taking phone calls. If you got anything just a burning at your heartstrings, we'll take your phone calls, 256-369-1688. Before we get started, City of Refuge Community Fun Day, June the 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is the facility located across from Finchers, Jack's, crossing the golf course at the Highway 77 intersection there, at the Wren Manor building across from these places. Everyone's invited to attend the fun-filled day for the community of Talladega. They'll have food, moonwalk, drinks, more. The public is invited June the 16th, 2012, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Community Awareness Summit, June the 16th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mabry Community Center, 620 West Coosa Street, Talladega, Alabama. That's just up above the college there. Topics of discussion: education, voter registration, legal rights, economics, community involvement. For additional information, contact Mr. Albert Bell, 493-2286. That's a Community Awareness Summit, June the 16th at 9 a.m. Be in Mabry Community Center right here in Talladega. This is sponsored by Alabama New South Coalition, Talladega County Chapter. Talladega Parks and Recreation Summer Camp, June the 4th through July the 27th, Spring Street Rec Center. Games, swimming, sports, library trips, outdoor activities, movies, field trips, and much more. $30 per week per child. Breakfast and lunch provided from June the 6th through July the 20th. Campers must bring meals on all the other days. That's just from June the 6th through July the 20th. You can call Mr. Brian Hutton at 362-0514. Then the Talladega Youth Fall Sports, sign up from July the 1st through August the 15th at Spring Street Rec Center. So much is going on. There's Pee Wee, football, soccer, cheer squad, everything's available at Talladega Parks and Recreation. Mr. Benny, they're doing a good job up there.
Yes, they are.
City of Talladega Summer Food Service Program, free meals to children under 19, June the 6th through July the 20th, Monday through Friday, free breakfast. Westgate Community Center, Curry Court, Spring Street Rec, Talladega College Gymnasium, and Antioch Family Life Center. Free lunch is served at Zoretta's Junior High, Westgate Community Center, Talladega Central High School, Curry Court, Spring Street, Knoxville Homes, Talladega College Gymnasium, Canaan Estates, and Antioch Family Life Center. Also, I promised a lady today that her son is homebound. He's confined to a wheelchair. Matthew Scott. Matthew Scott, June the 9th, starting and ending at Waldo Fire. All this is a benefit ride. They're going to be raising money for Brian. He has severe brain injuries and needs help to get a handicapped van for medical transportation. Registration begins at 8:30. Ride starts at 9:30, $25 per bike. You can contact Miss Stella Krim at 589-5383, Deborah Hudgens, 541-423, and Tara Renda at 223-0405. This is a benefit ride for Matthew Scott. We're hoping, Mr. Bennett, to get a camera and go out and do an interview with Matthew and have this on our program in the near future. We got a couple of calls holding, but we go on to Dr. Hawkins, and we'll get to the phone calls in just a little bit. Dr. Hawkins, welcome.
Mayor, it's
great to have you back.
It's a pleasure to be here with
Always.
you and Mr. Benny.
Yes,
As
sir.
always, good to see you again, sir.
You got it going. Talladega's open for business, and Talladega College is helping keep us open.
Well, Mayor, yeah, I don't have it going. Talladega College is a great institution. Institution that's been around for 144 years, and so the institution, it stands on its own merit. It's not about me. It's about the great institution that it is, and the institution that's served this community well, served this state well. So that's really what it's all about, and we're just excited to be a part of the many, many exciting things that are going on at the college.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I can appreciate that, and you're a very modest person. But the college has been here for over 150 years or whatever. But it takes a good leader, and you have those credentials. And you're surrounding yourself with some of the greatest folks that I believe I've ever had an opportunity of working with.
Well,
and all this together is working.
Yeah, it is, and I've got a great cast of great vice presidents that are doing a phenomenal job. This is Patio's vice president for student affairs. Dr. Evelyn White is our provost, and Dr. Gerald Williams, who is the vice president for administration and finance, and hopefully soon we'll be adding the fourth vice president of institutional advancement. And then the staff is doing a great job, as well as the great faculty that we have there working and teaching our young people who attend Talladega.
Talking with Miss Patio one day this past week, and I believe I'm right. She said, I was asking her about the band. It'd be the first time you had a band here. I understand you hired a director from New Orleans, and she said, I believe she said close to 200 students have already signed up for the band.
Well, I tell you, we're just really announcing the start of marching band at Talladega College. It's really exceeded our expectations already. The young adults will be arriving here for band camp mid-July, and you're right. It looks like he's going to probably fields pretty close to 150, between 150 to 200. So yes, it is going to happen. The students have been fully admitted, enrolled, and they're excited. The new band director, Mr. Bonds, who's coming to us from New Orleans, and so we're real excited. It's going to be a great addition to the overall plan to grow and build the institution. Our goal is to move our enrollment to 1,000 students. We feel very good about that. We believe this incoming freshman class that will enroll in August will probably be the largest freshman class in the history of Talladega College.
ROTC program.
Yes. We've had that partnership with Jacksonville State University, and this fall will actually be housed on the campus and offering courses on our own campus, and so we've been working on that for several years, and so again, a part of the growth at the institution.
Talladega Daily Home constantly has got half-page, quarter-page articles showing the picture of the young men that are signing with Talladega College, and a lot of the local young'uns Anything under 70 years of age is a young'un to me. But these young men, high school graduates, are coming to Talladega College.
Well, you know, it's Talladega College, as you've indicated. I mean, we're college town. You know, Talladega College belongs to the entire community, to within Talladega County, and so yes, we have young adults that's enrolling from Sylacauga, from Anderson, Oxford, Pell City, Chillersburg. So right there, local in Talladega, and certainly we encourage young people to look at Talladega College. This institution has always been known for its academic excellence. And just that alone, that you're going to receive a quality education at Talladega College. And, Talladegans have made their mark throughout the country. And receiving a degree from this institution, we stand tall against any higher education institution in the country.
We've got to want to go to a break, and then we'll come back with Dr. Hawkins. We want to share with you something that's taking place this coming Tuesday night. It's great. It's not only great for Talladega, it's great for the entire United States. And it's exciting. We have a book here he's going to talk with you about and tell you what's going on Tuesday night. And we'll be right back after this commercial.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West. From the time a certified technician arrives at your house or place of business, he goes to work. The life of your heating and cooling system is regular maintenance. When the job is finished, your system runs and looks like new. All work performed by Affordable Heating and Air is guaranteed. Affordable Heating and Air does not claim to be the biggest company in the world, just the best. Call Affordable Heating and Air and make an appointment to have your system inspected. Affordable Heating and Air appreciates your business.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual remember, share, and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Welcome back, folks. We're fixing to get with it, Larry. Come on.
Don't forget my good buddy Doug Kemp at State Farm Insurance. If you need any kind of insurance, Doug can take care of it. I was talking with him Friday, and he said more and more people are beginning to come in and let him figure with them, see if he can save them money. He can bundle it, he can single it, we share with so many times, he can write insurance coverage on just about anything. And if he can't personally do it, he'll get on the phone and call some of his other folks, other of his friends, and he'll see that he gets you coverage. If he can't get you coverage, you probably can't get coverage. You go by and see Doug and tell him you appreciate him being a part of our program, and say, okay, Doug, I've got X number of dollars a month that I want to spend on life, car, whatever. Doug can sit down and figure you out a plan that you can make one payment and be completely covered. We appreciate Doug, and we appreciate everyone that's going by there and seeing Doug. and sharing that you saw us talking about on TV, and he can probably save you money, or he'll try his best to save you some money. You can buy and see Doug Kemp on East Street. Dr. Hawkins, first of all, let's talk about this 10-foot basketball player that you've just.
Oh.
How tall is he?
Well, you know, our new coach is
6'10".
Our new coach is recruiting his new players coming in, and you know, he just stopped by. He actually called me and then stopped by this afternoon, and wanted to introduce me to this young man from Dallas, Texas, that just arrived. He'll be a part of our basketball program next year. Yes, he's 6'10".
6'10".
Yes, and I was looking up in the air at him. Yes.
All he has to do is just stand there and throw the ball to him and drop it.
Right. So Coach Cross is busy, busy recruiting, and of course he's a great coach. So we know that we expect big things out of him and the team next year.
For you that might not know it, Talladega College in the last 2 or 3, 4, since Dr. Hawkins has been here, has had all kind of
National
championship. Yeah. You didn't get your ring on.
No.
He's got a ring that's almost big as a cantaloupe that he wears sometimes. It's,
Right.
It's a beautiful ring, I'm telling you what. And we're going to have another good year this year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Let's talk about what's going on Tuesday. I know you're busy, and we got other guests we're going to have to get to eventually. But let's talk about this exciting.
Yeah, Tuesday, as you know, for the past 4 years, when this administration took place, almost 4.5 years ago, we started conversations with the High Museum talking about the restoration of our famous Woodruff murals on our campus. Of course, we took the murals down over a year ago, went through a year-long restoration period, and to begin preparing for a national tour. And it was a lot of planning, a lot of work that went into this project, and here we are. Tuesday, June 5th, at the High Museum, the Woodruff Art Center in Atlanta, Georgia, will be the opening VIP viewing of the tour. And we're just so excited. We have alums traveling throughout the country. You all are going to be our guests, and to be a part of the unveiling of the restored murals. And so we're just looking forward to that on Tuesday night. Our choir will be there singing.
That's worth the trip just by itself.
And so it's great for the institution. It's great for Talladega College. The actual opening viewing for the public will be this coming Saturday, June the 9th. And then the murals will be there for 3 months. And then after a 3-month period, I think in September, then they will move to their next stop, and the second stop, which will be Dallas, Texas. And so they'll be gone through 2015. But this is going to be great for Talladega College with these murals traveling the country. They're going to New York, they're going to New Orleans, they'll be in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian. We're just completing, hopefully they'll be headed to Chicago, Detroit. So quite a tour. Birmingham is on the latter part of the tour. And so it's going to be a very, very exciting tour. Great for Talladega College. Again, a part of its 144-year excellence. And then more than that, it's great for our community. And I hope that the public clearly understands what these murals are going to do for our community as well as for the state of Alabama. And certainly we're having conversations from the state level to really recognize that these murals are going to put us on the map, not only throughout the United States, but internationally. And of course, once the tour is complete, then we've got to find a new home for these murals because they can no longer be housed in the foyer of the library. And so our dreams and hope is to build a state-of-the-art museum on this campus that can be shared with the public, and we hope that it'll become a tourist attraction for us here right here in our community.
No question about it.
There's a lot of folks in this world that enjoys art, enjoys these types. There's nothing like this.
Yeah.
Hunter, if you can, show those what mural we have there on the screen. Yeah. Folks, if you've not seen these up close, it's amazing at the detail. I can't comprehend how a man can take a brush and paint something like this.
Sure.
It's and these are just 4 or 5.
Right, and that scene that he just played, that's the first civil rights court case in the history of the United States, and that's the scene with that particular scene. And so it's just, again, it's just history. I mean, these murals about the history of the United States.
I can envision folks coming literally all over the world. And when the race season is on, we need to really promote this at the racetrack.
Sure.
And bring the
Now,
folks in.
in this part of the college being built?
Yes, yes. See, 3 of the murals of the Amistad slave revolt, and of course, these murals appeared in the Amistad movie by Steven Spielberg. And then the other 3 is one of the murals depicts the Underground Railroad. One is the actual founding and the first day of class at Talladega College, and that's the one where you see that the students are there, paying their tuition with with hogs and grain, and back in the day, I mean that's how they paid their tuition. And then of course the third one is the actual construction of Savory Library, where the murals have been housed for over 70 years.
Let's talk about the book.
Well, this catalog, this is the official catalog that's being sold. The catalog itself we've been told that this catalog, it may be one of the finest piece of work that's ever been put together in terms of an actual art show tour. Those who are interested, they can purchase it from the college. The New York Times called up last week, and they're going to do a review on this catalog. So that just goes to show you the quality of this catalog. But it is just it's a phenomenal piece of work. And along with the High Museum, the college participated in the actual construction and the writing of this particular catalog. So we're excited about it.
The thing about the opening Tuesday night in Atlanta, Georgia, there will be media throughout the world there.
Yeah, actually, I'll be in Atlanta the entire week, all the way up until Saturday, until the actual opening, because there's certainly our VIP, that's the initial showing, and then the High Museum has another reception for all of its shows for next year, which includes our show, and then the media day on Thursday, and so, yeah, I'll be pretty busy this week.
Talladega will be promoted highly. Talladega College will be promoted.
Absolutely.
These are on sale for $100.
Yes, at the
$100
college.
donation to the college.
Right.
Mayor and I want a copy of this.
Tax deductible.
Good. Dr. Hawkins, I can't thank you enough for being with us.
Yeah.
We're just proud of Talladega College and what it means. And folks, we're a college town. And if you have a son or daughter that you just, where you can afford to send somewhere else or where you can't, you need to give Talladega College a chance first. And if for some reason or other you can't send them somewhere else, contact the folks at Talladega College. They may can just work out a program for you, a grant or whatever. Hunter, do we have another commercial on the college or another still shot that we can show right quick? If not, no problem. But okay, this is the. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, Mayor. Again, let me just first of all just thank you all. You do a great job of promoting us, and we certainly appreciate all that you do in promoting Talladega College. I want to say to those who will be first-time freshmen this fall, if you get your application in quick, the Vice President tells me that he's doing free room and board for the first year, and a free laptop computer. So that's sort of an incentive to the incoming freshmen. And so those of you who are looking to enroll, I would do it right away.
Absolutely.
But that's, again, a part of our big enrollment push.
Boy, I might get Charlotte enrolled.
Send her up there for a year and get free
Yeah.
Folks, we got to go to a break. Okay. Dr. Hawkins, great.
Okay.
Appreciate you
Thank
being
you,
with
Mayor.
us.
Thank you, Mr.
We'll
Bennett.
see you Tuesday.
Okay, great. Looking forward. Thank you.
Be right back. Caught him off guard, I think.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West. From the time a certified technician arrives at your house or place of business, he goes to work. The life of your heating and cooling system is regular maintenance. When the job is finished, your system runs and looks like new. All work performed by Affordable Heating and Air is guaranteed. Affordable Heating and Air does not claim to be the biggest company in the world, just the best. Call Affordable Heating and Air and make an appointment to have your system inspected. Affordable Heating and Air appreciates your business.
Elevate your aspirations and stir your creative energy from learning experiences designed to expand your potential and bring out your personal best. Our beautiful historic campus is a quiet place, away from the pace of urban living, and houses the stained glass windows by David Driscoll and the Woodruff murals, including the Amistad series. Talladega College attracts top students nationwide and offers specialized attention that promotes learning, fosters leadership, and cultivates talent. Rise up! Talladega College, producing world leaders since 1867.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual remember, share, and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Welcome back, folks. Larry?
Thank you, Mr. Benny. Welcome back. Let me remind you that Stampede Restaurant right here in downtown Talladega has got some of the best food that you could probably get anywhere. They're open 7 days a week, breakfast, dinner, and supper. They fix your meals for breakfast like you want it. You don't have to take cold eggs that have been there for 2 or 3 days, and they take them and refry them and warm them up and so forth and so on. You go in and you order. It may take you a minute or two longer to get waited on or to get served, but they fix the meal like you want it once you order it. Bacon, eggs, grits, hash brown, biscuits, butter, jelly.
It's all that stuff.
It's all that stuff. And the dinners, I'm telling you what, folks, they got cube steak and pork chops, and I dropped my writing pen, I found it, and everything. Nighttime, they got steaks. What's those onions, blooming onions? Those things are good.
Yeah.
Those things are good. And we get folks constantly coming in and saying, hey, we heard you talk about it, and I got a name. I saw a fella in the restaurant today, and Noe Patterson, Goodwater,
Alabama.
He says he's going to be watching and call his name. Mr. Patterson, appreciate you watching. You go by and see Stampede Restaurant and tell them you appreciate them being a part of this program, that we are, you're open for business 7 days a week. Reason I'm hesitating, I'm getting a message in my earphone here, so I'm trying to talk and walk and chew and
You can't do that.
drink all that.
You can't do that.
It's tough to do. Before we go to our new guest, Miss Brittany, she's not a new guest. I mean, she's next guest on a TV program. She's been around for a few days. Don't let her looks fool you, folks. She's a world of knowledge in her young years. We're going to be talking to Miss Brittany Boozer in just a second about Talladega Funeral Home. We'll have a call here. Let's see. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes.
You have a comment you want to make?
Yes, Mayor Barton, it's good to see you tonight on the TV. Been watching you for years. I was wondering if I could ask you a question. I sent you a letter recently that was addressed to you and the City Council and the Chief of Police, and I was just wondering if you've gotten a letter recently.
I get mail all the time, ma'am. What was it about?
Well, there were several things that was addressed in the letter, and part of it was addressing some corruption that is in the police department. Some things in particular, I believe recently there was a police officer who was caught stealing from a local business and, in my opinion, received only a slap on the wrist a few days out of work. And I really feel like that's kind of sweeping some things under the rug. So I addressed that in the letter. Some things, for example, my knowledge of the chief not being in his office when he should, being gone a lot. Captain Thomas maybe being seen in the company of people that are criminal or of ill repute.
Was that me? Was that me that was talking?
The letter, and I just haven't heard anything from anyone.
I have not received that letter, ma'am. When was it mailed? Do you know?
About a week and a half ago.
I was by the office Friday, and there's nothing in my box. It would, and it was sent where?
It was sent.
The city of Talladega or to the?
Yes, to the city of Talladega with the city council, the chief of police, and you as the recipient.
I have not received that, ma'am. I will check with the city manager tomorrow and see if he's received anything of that nature.
Well, I've known you, being in the Talladega area for years, and felt that you're the kind of person who's always addressed things that are of concern to the city and to the people of the city. And I would like to request maybe you look into an outside investigation of some sort. I believe that there are people who would be willing to cooperate and be willing to talk to someone, that the truth would be found.
Ma'am, you've caught me off guard here. I can assure you I will check into it next week, and I appreciate you calling.
Well, I got a question.
Okay.
Aren't you the mayor?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't mean I get all my mail.
Well, I think you might ought to have an investigation to why you don't get your mail.
I can assure you, ma'am, we don't have any sacred cows on this program. I'm sort of caught off guard here about some of the remarks you made, and I guess you must be talking from either you got somebody working inside the department or you got connections to be able to know what you're knowing. I saw the chief Friday, and I was with Councilmember Patterson one day last week, and nothing has been mentioned about them receiving anything.
I got another question.
Okay.
Aren't you supposed to be in the loop?
Well, when she said that Captain Thomas was being seen with folks of questionable character, I ate dinner with him occasionally, so I thought it might be talking about me. Ma'am, I'll assure you, I'll check into it and see if I can find out anything about this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's not.
I'm a questionable character, and some
serious.
folks is not. Sure, it's serious.
That's not right.
It's well.
I mean, you're supposed to be in the loop. You are the mayor.
Well, she said.
I mean,
she said
you can't do nothing, but
I don't know how it was addressed. She said to the city council or to the city manager. So if it's not addressed to the mayor, then
I thought you said one to each.
Well, that's what she indicated.
Yeah.
But I have not received anything of this in nature, and if I do, I can assure you I will see that it gets addressed. In the meantime,
that might be why you didn't get your dang letter.
Have you got any embalming fluid that I can take a sip of? Speaking of taking a sip, you got any embalming fluid?
No.
Folks, I want to share with you just for a second here. This right here is pineapple, peach, mango, and it is probably the best soft drink that you can get anywhere. And what I like to do, Mr. Benny, is I'm not going to drink on TV. I mean, I might get caught drinking and driving. But there's some peanuts that Charlotte's got at her store at CG's. There's all kind of mixed nuts.
Oh, she got the nuts.
And I...
Everything but San Francisco.
I ain't touching that. Okay. As I was saying, you they Brazil nuts, peanuts, and pecans and whatever. And I like to take them and pour them in the drink. And Brittany, it's good to have you. Let me go to this Talladega funeral home, man. We'll talk about this. What can you say? Is it time to go to commercial?
I don't know.
Anyway, Brittany, it's good to have you.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here.
Brittany is the operator, funeral director, embalmer.
She doesn't look like an embalmer.
Floor sweeper.
Well, do they have a particular look?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's what folks sometimes say. You don't look like your age. I said, well, I've never been this age before, so I'm not sure how old I'm supposed to look. You know. But Brittany is a lifelong resident of Talladega. She's a boozer by name and not
boozer.
But Brittany, if you would, I'd be interested in knowing how, and the folks would, how you got involved in the mortician business.
Well, to be honest, I didn't know I was getting in it until I just kind of ended up in it. I started, I actually come home and got asked if I'd like to paint some of the rooms in the funeral home, just do some touch-up painting. So I said, okay. So I started painting some walls, and next thing I know, I'm working funerals. And in the spring of 2009, I actually enrolled in the Jefferson State Community College in their funeral services program. And from there, I've been at the funeral home since the end of June 2009, so going on 3 years, and it seems like the longer I'm in it, the more I learn.
Right, it's an ongoing thing. No, I had the opportunity, matter of fact, the Pattersons and the Holcuts and Mayor and myself opened up Talladega Funeral Home in '79.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to go into mortuary school for about a year. And there's no funeral the same.
There's not, and that's one thing that I did want to bring up, so I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people get into a mindset that every funeral's got to be the same. You've got this one set thing that you need to do, but it's not like that, and especially not nowadays. You're getting into the generation of people who are burying their loved ones that want things personalized. And that's one thing that I love about the business is I can help these people that are grieving to personalize their loved one's funeral, to remember them the way that they wanted to. You know, if your loved one was a fisherman, well, bring his fishing poles in and set them up beside the casket. If he rode horses, bring his saddle in. Or if she loved to knit, bring some blankets in. You know, that's what's great.
Personalized. And I know that you have, a lot of folks have the impression that
We'll have to bring my tractor in.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, I don't know if we could roll your tractor in the door, but we can come up with something.
We can park it outside.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Park it at the front door.
a lot of people you hear all the time, so this funeral cost me $10,000. Well, did you check around to see if, you can shop for funerals, folks, just like you can anything else. You buy a car, you go shopping. And the same thing in the funeral business. Before you need the funeral service, you need to talk to Brittany, and if you want to check around other places, say, this is what kind of casket I want, this is what kind of service I want, this is what kind of so-and-so, and get an itemized list of what you want. There is a difference in different funeral homes.
There is. Every funeral home sets their own prices. You are regulated by different government agencies, but you do have the authority to set your own prices, so everybody's prices are going to vary.
Now, a lot of people are under the conception that if you don't handle Brown service policies, then you can't handle their funeral. That's not true either, is it?
That's not correct. It does vary in what you get for the policies, but just about every funeral home, if you're not a Brown Service authorized dealer, just as we are not, we still honor those policies for face value.
Right. But a lot of times, and I know from past experience, you go into the preparation, into the showroom. Mm-hmm. You have all these beautiful caskets in there. And normally, the least expensive casket is either sitting in the corner away from everything, or either they got it out backyard somewhere. And they try to embarrass you. You don't want to put mama in that, or you don't want to put daddy in that, or whatever. You have all lines of caskets, all prices of caskets, and people can decide what they want.
Exactly, and that's what I am there for. With me being a funeral director, my job is to direct you, not to say, well, that casket isn't nice enough for your mom or for your dad, but to say, take a step back and you figure out your finances, because we don't want you purchasing something that you can't afford, just like, we wouldn't want you to buy a car that you couldn't afford.
Right. You don't want them to mortgage a farm.
Right.
I mean, there's life got to go on after the funeral.
Right. A funeral is the end of life thing.
Well, they're in such a vulnerable, all the emotions and everything of losing someone, it makes them vulnerable.
Benny, I'm not sure the legislators don't need to pass a law to charge you if you take advantage of a family during this time. I'm not sure you ought to be charged with some kind of crime.
Well, there's a lot of things the legislature's not doing now to be doing, but we'll talk about that later.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Brittany, let's talk about a lot of things we can talk about. We want to cover two things specifically, though. Pre-need and the monuments. Pre-need, a lot of people wait until the time of the funeral. And in most funeral homes, I'm not sure about y'all, but most funeral homes, you're charged extra, or you're charged extra for opening, closing the grave when you need it, or if you want to buy a plot, they charge you a penalty because you need it now. You didn't buy it in advance. And that may not be the case with y'all.
No, we don't have any kind of penalty fees, but the catch with prearranging, the great thing about it is, if you come in today and you prearrange your funeral, if you pre-fund your funeral through the company that we partner with Capstone Pre-Need Solutions and National Guardian Life Insurance Company. And if you come in and prepay for the prearrangement that you plan, when you pay for it today, you get today's prices if you set it up through that particular route. But if you don't need that funeral for 20 years down the road, you're still getting it for today's prices as long as you pre-fund.
The question I have is, what if I come in next week and say, okay, Brittany, I want to give you X number of dollars for a pre-need funeral? How do I know you're going to be around 20 years from now?
Well, that's the great thing with the insurance company. When you give me a check for this pre-need, just say it was $5,000. You don't hand me a $5,000 check made out to Talladega Funeral Home or to me personally. You hand me a check made out to National Guardian Life, or you sign a document allowing National Guardian Life to do an electronic transfer for that amount. The money never comes through the funeral home. It goes straight to the insurance company. And with that being that way, if Talladega Funeral Home were to close or no longer be in business, or you were to move 10 states over, when something does happen, you can transfer that policy to wherever you are. Or in the case that if the funeral home closed, you could transfer it to another local funeral home.
What about monuments?
Well, for anybody that's rode by Talladega Funeral Home, they're aware that, there's probably 10 or 12 monuments sitting kind of out back to the side. That's just our display. As you know, with anything, you can't have everything that you offer sitting out, but we like to have some to show. And then, if you're interested, if you've had a loved one that's passed away and you need to purchase a marker, but you've been putting it off, if you'll come by Talladega Funeral Home, I'd be glad to show you any design that you'd like to see, or even if you'd like to personally design something. We specialize in that.
Do you have I don't like to use the word
Now, when you buy this insurance, is that sort of like betting against yourself or something?
Well,
I thought about that.
It's like buying a life insurance policy.
It is.
You hope you don't need it, but sooner or later you're going to.
It is.
On your markers and funerals, do you have a plan that they can pay so much down and so much a month to get it paid
with
off?
The markers or with the funerals?
Either one or both.
Okay. Well, the funerals, the funerals, once you do that, you can either, with the pre-needs, you can either prepay the total, and of course you'll save a little money by doing that, or you can make monthly payments. You could make a small down payment, or if you don't have the money to make a small down payment, all that's required up front is the first month's premium.
And so what about the markers?
The markers, we do offer a layaway plan.
Okay.
We actually contract with Miller Monument Company out of Oxford to have our markers engraved and set. Great company. I love working with them. And they do offer a layaway plan, so we offer as well. You can make as many payments as you need to. Once that marker's paid for, they'll get it set for you.
Ms. Brittany, I can't thank you enough for not only being a guest on our program tonight, but also for being a sponsor. We reach a lot of folks, and of course we hate to see anyone suffer and go through death and so forth, but it's just the way of life, folks, sooner or later. And you need to be prepared. And if you do have a funeral or need for a funeral home, then we would ask that you consider Talladega Funeral Home. We're certainly not bad-mouthing anyone. There's a lot of good funeral homes throughout the world, and but check with Brittany before you need the service, and let her go over a plan with you and say, here's what we can do for this and so forth and so on, and then you'll be prepared on the day of time when you need it. Ms. Brittany, thank you for being with us.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have you back one of these days real soon. I hope I don't need your service for a long time.
But it's good to be prepared if you do.
One thing we can mention, a lot of folks, when they have a death, the wife, the mother, a lady in the family, a female in the family, they cringe at a male funeral director. I don't know if you hear this or not, but I hear it from time to time.
Well, sometimes you do, and that's one great thing with being a female in the business is I feel like I can give comfort to, especially daughters burying their mother, or something to that extent. Because a lot of times females as a group feel more comfortable with females. So, that's one thing that I do feel that I can bring to the table that a male could not in the same situation.
Before we go to a break, you want to tell who your husband and children and your mother and daddy and your grandparents
They're a bunch of boozers, aren't they?
Well, I don't have any children yet.
Okay. Your husband?
I have been married for almost 3 years. 3 years this August. My husband's name is Jonathan Boozer.
Mother and daddy?
My parents are Tim and Angie Dial.
And your grandparents?
Grandparents Joe and Faye Hudgens and Barbara Dial.
There you go. You got to go to a break. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank
yes,
you.
sir.
Bunch of boozers.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West. From the time a certified technician arrives at your house or place of business, he goes to work. The life of your heating and cooling system is regular maintenance. When the job is finished, your system runs and looks like new. All work performed by Affordable Heating and Air is guaranteed. Affordable Heating and Air does not claim to be the biggest company in the world, just the best. Call Affordable Heating and Air and make an appointment to have your system inspected. Affordable Heating and Air appreciates your business.
Elevate your aspirations and stir your creative energy from learning experiences designed to expand your potential and bring out your personal best. Our beautiful historic campus is a quiet place, away from the pace of urban living, and houses the stained glass windows by David Driscoll and the Woodruff murals, including the Amistad series. Talladega College attracts top students nationwide and offers specialized attention that promotes learning, fosters leadership, and cultivates talent. Rise up, Talladega College, producing world leaders since 1867.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual remember, share, and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Welcome back, and tighten your seat belt. We got the man here. Larry, take over.
Before we go off the air, if we can, take about 30 seconds, Hunter, and have those videos of the top trails. We'll bring you up to date on where we are on the building they're building out there. Mr. Glenn Ray, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Glenn Ray.
Benny?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Glenn Ray is with us, and he's been keeping up with some of the stuff that's going on in Calhoun County. You know, for some time now, a couple of years or better, maybe 4 or 5 years, this PCB case has been going on in Calhoun County. There's absolutely millions of dollars that are unaccounted for in some folks' mind. I'm not privileged to be on top of this stuff, but I know that there was a suit filed asking Judge Deborah Jones to open the case that Judge Laird and Donald Stewart tried to slide on the rug. Deborah Jones was successful in bringing it back open. Donald Stewart was successful in getting the Supreme Court to stop her from having an accounting. There's $300 million at least that folks feel like has been done away with, and Mr. Glenn Ray has been on top of this thing from day one. Mr. Glenn, if you will, bring us up to date on what you found recently.
Well, recently, Larry, we have found that $75 million went in through the Calhoun County Courthouse in the care of Judge Laird and Ted Hooks. That should have been a red flag. $76 million. Now, that went into the circuit court under domestic relation division. And so the money have been added into the courthouse. Now, they saying that they when the money came in, they wired it to New York to an address up there.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw one court document that said that $75 million was to be paid to a certain, and the court order had the account number that it was inside the courthouse.
Yeah, right, they had the account number and the route number.
Right,
to the
account
South
number,
Trust.
Right.
And that's the courthouse account.
Right. But now where did it go? Did it not go in
They
that?
can't give you a record of it, can they?
No, they had an audit, and now for some reason I think they believe that everybody in Anderson and Calhoun County is stupid.
Back on this, let me digress this minute. You said this money was mailed to a place in New York.
It was
take up the amount
wired.
there.
It was wired to an address in New York, according to the document. Now we looked into that address. That's no such address. Only thing in that address was a teller machine in a building, ATM machine. Yes, to that address. Now, it's something wrong if you don't know exactly where you're wiring the money to. Now, someone gonna have to answer to Mr. Hooks. Need to answer. Why do he have $75 million into a courthouse as small as Calhoun County? If they accruing that kind of money, a courthouse as large as down in Mobile don't average up to $75 million, and that went in 2003 or August of 2003.
They have to show where it came from.
They show where it came from.
Well, show where it came from.
Laird gave it to them.
It came into the PCB settlement.
Right.
Now, why did it go into the Calhoun County Courthouse to Ted Hooks and Judge Lair? Judge Lair said himself that once the settlement is settled, the judge is out of it. That was his words.
Well, the judge issued the order that no one can do anything with this account but him. Well, he's no longer there.
Well, and that's why they fighting Judge Jones.
Absolutely.
They fighting her hard because not only did Mr. Stewart went to the Supreme Court, Solution also went down to the Supreme Court and asking for Don Stewart not to open his books. Now, if a company have paid the people, they should be concerned that the people saying they didn't get the money that you paid them, unless all the money was just on paper, because the money and the payoff do not add up. Now, getting back to that $75 million into the drug court that Judge Lair was overseeing, once that money hit in, his drug court started averaging from 7 to 13 million dollars. Now, also during that time, there was a lot of young black males being charged with drug trafficking, trafficking drugs. Made it seem like that we had a real drug problem in Calhoun County.
Wow, every county's got that.
Yeah, but I think what you're
Well,
saying.
now what I'm saying is this is a way to launder money. You can take some dirty money and clean it up. If you go through the courthouse, you can clean it up. Now, I'm not saying that happened, but what I'm saying is that somebody need to investigate.
All of a sudden, the money goes into his court, and all of a sudden they start arresting a lot of folks.
Well,
Where did the money go?
Okay, now going back to this court document I saw, Judge Laird's ruling said that this money had to go into this account. Now, is that the account it went into?
It went into the Calhoun County courthouse account.
All right.
But they can't find it, Mr. B. Am I right?
They can't find it. Matter of fact, Mr. Hooks wrote a letter and saying that as soon as the money hit the courthouse, they wired it to New York.
To the teller machine.
The ATM machine.
Yeah.
That's where the address, that's where the building is at. Is that address that they wired it to is a teller machine there. There's no bank there.
We're certainly not accusing Mr. Hooks of being crooked or dishonest or anything, but it's amazing that he was going to run for circuit clerk again. And when you and Councilmember Ben Little got to breathing down pretty hard and asking questions, all of a sudden his health was not up to par to run again. He decided he didn't want to run again. Well, now, I'm certainly not making any accusation there's anything amiss, but it's amazing how these candidates are so full of vim and vinegar and they're geared up to run, and all of a sudden they lose heart. Most time when you lose heart, you're under investigation, or you've got some kind of marital affair or something other that's fixing to come out on you if you run again. So and I'm not saying this is the case, but here again you've got two folks that's running for circuit clerk. The Calhoun County folks is in a mess. Whichever one gets elected.
One we get. We got Judge Lair's secretary who never showed up for work. Judge Lair never showed up for work, but
she went to school.
But my thing is that you never showed up for work. How is all these $1 million if you're not doing your job and bringing money into the courthouse and putting it into the system? How is all this money get into the system and you didn't even show up for work?
And you got Eli Henderson, county commissioner, whose daughter is one of the chief clerks in the office there, and she bogus up a deed, forged a bunch of deeds, and admitted it. I have the deposition where she admits that she did this fraudulently. And they gave her a promotion.
And it went before Judge Lair. Judge Lair is in the midst of everything. You know, we did a little checking on all of these wants and things that people were breaking in people's houses, going in and talking about all this stuff they were finding. Nearly every one of the wants with Judge Lair's signature on them. This is some serious business.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing how these people can get away with these things and seem like people, if nobody is saying anything, and the one who are saying something, they arresting them. Councilman Lillard was just standing by the courthouse with one of his members when they arrested him and they know they didn't have the law nor the right to do it.
I think that's going to wind up being thrown out, and I think Ben's going to own part of Calhoun County.
Well, I told Reverend Lillard I'm a little jealous because they hadn't arrested me yet. I feel like you ain't doing nothing unless you get arrested.
We got a call. I don't know what's about this or not. Let's see. Hello, caller.
Yes, Larry, I have a quick comment.
Okay.
Okay, I was listening at Mr. Glenn Ray, and I want to remind the people what has been given to us in the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, ma'am.
It declares that when any form of government become destructive, we have the right to alter it or to abolish it. It has been proven that Calhoun County government is corrupt. So it's time for them to get busy removing the hay so the tender grass will grow.
Appreciate you calling. What the lady says basically is you got an election coming up in about 3 months. You got an opportunity to
we have probably 8 or 9 candidates running for mayor. I mean, undoubtedly, a lot of people in Anderson feel like that this mayor that we have didn't do a good job.
Well, you got, and I've said this many times, and our time is running fast. Councilman Little, whether you like him or whether you don't, he's the only council member that has not been investigated for corruption, has not spent money illegally on something or other, has not been in a fight up there, they did arrest him for
illegal.
A church that had a little bit of damage or something around, but they arrested him because he happened to be the pastor of the church. Had nothing to do with them owning the property.
Well, I can say this about Reverend Little. He's an honest person.
I think he's he
feel like that he want people to do right. That's the reason it seems like he's arguing all the time. He is in a corrupt city trying to straighten it out. And I'm telling you, that's a task because it's been corrupt for so long. This corruption didn't start overnight.
Well,
these people do not want to change the status quo.
It appears that it goes on up to the Supreme Court.
There's no telling how far it goes. And this is what I'm saying. We need an independent investigation to come in.
Yeah, but you don't know who's independent, whether they're honest or not. Anyway, we got Mr. Glenn. I appreciate you being with us.
Don't forget one thing now.
But I want to say this right here.
Be quick.
I'm gonna be quick because I know you have a good audience listening. So I want them to pray for my family, especially my son, because after they put that gun in his head, he been having sleepless night, and Sam, he'll kill his son and dad and all this stuff because we fought that corruption and won. And so please pray for the family and also my son.
I don't know if we got time to show these, Hunter. Put them on the screen right quick.
Well,
Top Trails is in here this week. They're building a building out there. There's a slab. We got to go. We're out of time.
Well, I want to know when the council got their letter and why you didn't get your letter.
I'm gonna check on this tomorrow, and we'll let you know next week what I can find out. See y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in.
I had breakfast with Captain Thomas too.
Another show without being unplugged. Tune in again next Sunday night from 7 to 8 for more In the Interest of the People with Larry and Benny. Have a great week and be safe. We'll see you next time.
Rehab Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare specializes in providing patients with the best inpatient rehabilitation and care, where sensitivity to individual patient needs combines with the full range of rehabilitative services, including physical, occupational, and speech therapies. We at Rehab First understand that successful rehabilitation requires not only a complete range of services, but must include the patient and family in the treatment process. At Rehab First, therapy is based on your individual needs, allowing you more one-on-one time with your therapist. The therapist works with the patient, doctors, and nurses to design the treatment program using a team approach. At Rehab First, our approach to healthcare incorporates up-to-date treatment techniques in a comfortable environment designed to maximize the recovery of each of our patients. Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare is your first choice in helping you return home as soon as possible. We invite you to visit our community at 2301 Rainbow Drive in Gadsden, or give us a call at 256-543-3467. Rehab First, your place for rehab. Approach to healthcare incorporates up-to-date treatment techniques in a comfortable environment designed to maximize the recovery of each of our patients. Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare is your first choice in helping you return home as soon as possible. We invite you to visit our community at 2301 Rainbow Drive in Gadsden, or give us a call at 256-543-3467. Rehab First, your place for rehab.